Greetings, clan. Today we are in Stardew Valley. I started playing Stardew Valley on mobile back in December of 2019. I have loved the game ever since. Recently, though, I decided to start playing on PC just so I could try out the new update and kind of be able to do some of the things that I've noticed other content creators doing in their games, and just have a little bit more of an enjoyable experience with the game. I still enjoy playing on mobile, but the update not being there makes it a little hard because I have to do 2 different saves, which is okay. ConcernedApe recently announced that he is now taking over producing Stardew Valley on mobile. So hopefully soon the update will come out to mobile and it'll be possible to transfer saves back and forth again. I would like this guide to help anyone who has decided to go back and forth between the two, or just play one or the other and haven't had the chance to yet, know what they're getting into, because there are a little bit of differences between the two. Let's start with saves. On mobile and PC, the game does a hard save when you sleep. On PC, that's the only way to save. You have to sleep. So do not forget to sleep before you close out of your game. Otherwise, you'll have to start the day all over again, which is a bummer when you've played a long day and you just got to bed at 1:30 a.m. On mobile, on the other hand, if you have to take a phone call or leave your game for any reason, when you come back into the game, it'll give you the option to resume where you previously had left off. And when you click yes on that, you'll start exactly where you left off instead of having to start the day over again, which is a pretty nice thing to have, in my opinion. Now let's go over controls. On mobile, you tap the screen, you go there. You hold your finger down on the screen, you move it around, you'll go in that direction too. On PC, you use WASD, up, left, down, right. Also left click and right click. I personally mainly use left click for using tools and swinging the sword. I use right click for almost everything else, and we'll kind of go over why later on in this guide. The horse. This is one of the biggest differences I noticed when I started on PC. I transferred my save from mobile to PC, hopped on my horse, and went to leave my farm. Lo and behold, I was soft lock in there because I had built my farm with so many one wide vertical tiles, not realizing that on PC you could not fit through those with a horse. There is a fancy glitch with the horse on PC though, that if you move up and down and hold left or right next to a fence, you'll actually phase through the fence. So that's kind of neat. On mobile, on the other hand, when you are using your horse, you can move anywhere and do anything you do walking, including picking up items, which on PC is impossible. Now, fishing. This is something you always see questions about online, especially on mobile. People just say, man, I can't fish. What do I need to do to fish? On mobile, it's taps. Lots of taps. Fast, slow. You don't really hold the screen. You don't let go of the screen. You tap fast, your bar goes up. You tap slow, the bar goes down. You tap at a medium speed and it kind of keeps it in the same place. Fishing on PC, you use left click or C. And it's a little bit different. You don't tap or click as much as you would on mobile. It's a little bit more of a controlled hold and release with some clicks and taps. C's a little easier for some people, and left click's a little easier for some people. It just takes some practice and getting used to. Combat. Mobile has this option that allows you to auto attack. That is the easiest way to do it on mobile. You just lose out on being able to use your special attacks. Have any tool selected in your inventory or your weapon, and you will attack in mobile. Now, combat on PC, you use left click with your weapon selected in the hotbar to attack. Right click will use a special attack. If you do not have your weapon selected in your hotbar, you won't attack. So you have to just remember to have it selected. Another major difference between the two that I noticed is the organization system. On mobile, you can organize your chests however you want. You can auto-organize, but you can also place things in there in any place you want. And that kind of makes it useful because you can organize them however you want. On PC, on the other hand, you click an item, it goes into the chest, and it goes to the next available open slot. It's really hard to organize the chest manually. You have to just use the organization key. There is one amazing feature on PC that I wish was on mobile, and this little button above your organization button. This button will automatically put anything in your inventory that you have in the chest already into the chest. It's so nice instead of having to make sure, oh well, do I have this in my inventory? Do I have it in the chest? It just saves so much time. One other key difference that I noticed between the two is leaving items on the ground. On mobile, if you leave an item on the ground, leave the loading zone, come back in, those items despawn. This sucks, so you have to always have inventory room to be able to pick up those items. On the other hand, on PC, you take an inventory item, throw it on the ground like this. Let's go walk down here. We'll go walk down, leave the loading zone below Robin's. Let's go ahead and come back in and let's go see if it's still there. Oh, and it's still there. This is amazing difference between the two. And as long as you do not leave the game, those items will stay for a while. I don't know exactly how long, but they'll stay for a while. Harvesting crops on mobile takes tapping every single crop. It's slow. It's tedious. PC, on the other hand, you could just click each individual crop, but the easiest way and the best way is to hold right click and walk through all your crops, and you will harvest them quickly, easily, and efficiently. Animals on mobile work almost identical to the crops. It's just tapping every single animal, every one. On PC, like crops, you hold right click, run through your animals, and you pet every single one. Yeah, it's so nice. Crab pots. Oh man, these are the bane of my existence on mobile. If you don't have bait in your inventory, forget harvesting your crab pots, because you'll pick one up just like that. If you have bait, you tap them all and you can harvest and you can put bait back in. That's about the best way to do it on mobile. Again, the right click on PC, you run by all your crab pots holding right click and you harvest them all. No bait required. Bombs and your hotbar. On mobile, this almost never happens. You click what you have selected and you deselect, and you do not have to carry anything around with you. You just walk around carrying nothing. It's kind of nice. On PC, you never want to keep bombs in your hotbar if you do not plan to use them, because you can do this unintentionally and very easily, and then you have to reset the day. Purchasing items. On mobile, you walk into your shop, you go to purchase items, you have this little slider, you slide it back and forth, select the quantity. It's pretty easy, except if you want an exact amount, you have to go back down to like 1 and buy multiples. PC, on the other hand, you walk into the shop, you go to the menu, you hold right click, and it'll add 1 at a time, but it'll just keep going. You hold shift and right click, and it'll add 15 at a time. Now, if you want to do even more, you hold control and shift and right click, and you'll do 25 at a time. It's pretty nice. Donating items to the community center. On mobile, it's tap what you want to put in, tap where you want it to go. It's easy. On PC, you could do it the same way. You could left click on what you want to put in, left click on where you want it to go, or you could just shift and then click and it goes right in. That makes it a lot easier. Now, one last thing, and that's mods. A lot of people don't understand that you can use mods on mobile. It's a little harder, a little more tedious, and that's mainly due to the fact that 1.5 has not been released. If that's something you would like to see a tutorial on, leave a comment, and I'll go through the small steps and the little tidbits of information you need to be able to actually use mods on mobile. Well, I think that's about everything I wanted to cover in this guide. If there's anything you would like to know a little more information about, leave a comment. I'll reply or even make a video if I need to help you out a little bit farther. Well, Until next time, enjoy playing, and we'll see you soon.